Welcome first time leaders, and thank you so much for joining me. Today we are going to be talking about a topic that is really important, and that is employees recognition or employees appreciation. But as always, before we go and start the coaching session, I ask you go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because these free videos are coming out every second Tuesday and they are there for you to learn from them and to be coached. So just go and subscribe. Alrighty. Appreciating your employees. If for any reason you're asking in your head and you're just starting as a leader and you are asking, do I really have to do this? The guys, my employees, my team members, they should come to work. It's their job. They get paid for it. So do I really have to go extra mile and say thank you to them every time they do something great? Or do I have to send them these thank you emails? Well, if this is how you think, I will stop you right there and tell you, yes, you have to do this. Let's turn this around a little bit. Have you ever experienced at your work, let's say, we're talking about work here, right? That you have done something really beyond your job description. You reached extra results, you stayed extra hours, and there were tangible results from what you have done. But your company just took the results, used it for what they wanted, but nobody was bothered to say thank you to you. Did that happen to you? It certainly happened to me. And you know what? I don't want my team to feel like I felt when that happened to me. So once again, yes, it's not a question of whether you should do it. The question is how you should do it correctly. And that's what I want to talk about today. So I'm going to tell you 4 points you must think about when you are setting up your recognition scheme within your team, and to be careful about how you go about it. Point number 1 is do not play the favorites, okay? We all have got the favorite people in our teams, whether we want to or not. It's just a human nature. We all have got that 1 or 2 or 3 people that are really, really shining stars, because they are just passionate, they are driven, they want to reach the next promotion, or they want to make an impact, they want to shine, right? So whatever we give them, they will always deliver. And we love these guys, don't we? We just love them. We know we can always rely on them. But if you only praise these guys for whatever they are reaching, you will create, yes, jealousy with the other people. So be very careful about it. Do not play the favorites. For example, coordinators in our teams, right? We all need coordinators, but these poor guys, they have, their job will never be shining. They will never bring tangible results that will be so recognizable as, for example, if somebody reaches or overreaches the sales target. But it does not mean that what they do is less important than the job that our shining stars are doing. So be very careful about it. And if you have got a coordinator that comes to work and does a great job with the admin work, that is supporting everybody else in the office, that needs a recognition, that deserves a recognition, because it means that the other team members don't need to be bothered by all the administrative tasks. So please be careful, do not play favorites, be equal and be fair to all your team members. Thing number 2, my friend, if you decide that you're going to do the recognition game, or you're going to start appreciating your employees just because you want to be liked as a leader, and you want to create faster bond with your team, and you think you're going to become popular, then stop doing it, because it is a waste of your time and it's not sincere, and your team will feel it. So doing a recognition appreciation game, it is not for you to become this fantastically popular leader in your company. It has nothing to do with it. Your recognition to your team is all about your team. It's not about you. So if this is your thinking, if you are thinking, oh, I'm going to do this and they will love me, then just stop it, because it's just ridiculous. Okay. Point number 3, do not over recognize. And you're probably now saying, well, what is she saying? She just told me to recognize, and now she's telling me not to over recognize. Yes, that's what I'm telling you exactly, because as there is under recognition when we do not recognize our people, and some people also go and over recognize. So this is going from one extreme to another. And what happens when you do this? You create an expectation within your team that every time they do something, they will get praised or they will get extra money, or they will get extra thank you letter for everything that they do, right? So you have to be careful, because you can get to the point when your team is actually not going to be doing anything without expecting something in return. And I have seen this happen, so you have to be very careful. Recognition is there to say thank you for really something extraordinary, or to recognize that somebody is consistently performing on a high level, or is very consistent on their delivery, whether it's with clients, whether it's with targets, whether it's with administration work, whatever. But it's not there to say thank you and recognizing people for everything that they do. So be careful, do not over-recognize. And point number 4, recognition doesn't always need to come from you. There is such a thing called peer-to-peer recognition, and that is such a beautiful culture in the office to create. It's not easy to create, and it takes a little bit of time. But if you do manage to do that, for example, you can create a peer-to-peer recognition Fridays. So when you're wrapping up your week with your team at the end of the week, before you go home for the weekend, you know, the team members can say thank you to the other team members that supported them with something during the past week. And it is really such a lovely culture, and people often appreciate it even more than when the recognition or the praise comes from the leader all the time. So try to think about it and see if you can implement it in your team. I really, really highly recommend that. So there you go, young leaders. Once again, the question is not whether you should do, but how to go about recognizing your people. And there are 3 million things of how you can do that. So choose the right ones and set up the expectations and set up the system within your team, which will lift up the atmosphere in the team, which will lift up the performance of the whole team up, and people will feel motivated and will feel appreciated. People will feel valued, because that is one of the basic human needs. We all want to feel valued. So be careful, build that relationship with your team, and make sure that you really do recognize their hard work. Thank you so much. Once again, if you have not subscribed yet, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will be talking to you in 2 weeks' time, and the website is coming out within the next 3 or 4 days. So stay tuned. I'm very excited, and I'm sure you will love it. See you soon, first time leaders. Thank you.